Hey everyone, welcome to this week's The Just Bernard Show TV here on YouTube. I sure hope everyone is having a great week. We have a lot to cover over the next few minutes, so why don't we get started with this week's activist news. Welcome to today's activist news. This week we want to cover or touch on two big stories that are happening around the world right now. The first one, of course, is Occupy Istanbul, Occupy Gezi, the Turkish revolution, going by many different names, has been going on for a little bit over a week. The protest started with people occupying the park, Gezi Park, in response to the government's plans to tear down some old trees. Of course, this erupted into a very huge protest. It's been covered by many different news sources, from alternative to mainstream. Of course, the stories are different, and I would highly suggest that you do your own research to find the truest news there is out there. There's been a lot of police brutality going on, and a lot of people have been getting hurt. This is very interesting because Turkey is known to be, or was known to be, a stable democracy in the region for so long. So to have this type of a protest and have the type of brutality that's been going on with the protesters is quite surprising. So what I guess I would say to you is please keep an eye on the story as things develop. Try to find some live streams that are out there like we have done to keep up with this developing story that continues. The latest news is that the Prime Minister has spoken out publicly that he is going to continue with the development of the square and the park against protesters' wishes. Now, if this is going to create some kind of backlash, I'm sure we'll see in the coming days if it hasn't already. The second story I want to cover and just briefly cover is the release of an article by the Washington Post yesterday. It seems that the government has been spying on people's emails, everything from Skype to Google to Apple, collecting data without anybody's knowledge. And this morning, it seems that Anonymous has leaked several documents. I believe it's up to 13 documents have been leaked from the NSA. That's the National Security, I believe, Association or agency. Sorry. Again, it makes me wonder what is so surprising about the government spying on its people. Unfortunately, this is something that we have been, I guess, conditioned to allow. I've heard many debates that the government has the right to do this. I hear debates that these types of stories are nothing more than reactionary, and that Anonymous is reacting to something that we've pretty much known all along. For me, I do consider it an act of protest. With the legalities of it are what they are. The reality is that they are fighting back, for lack of a better term. So again, we're going to have to see what develops with this. Will the agents of Anonymous that leaked these documents, will they be sent to the same prison as Bradley Manning? Will they be caught? Again, something to keep an eye on. And the world is changing, and we're going to be hearing more and more of these stories, it seems, as we begin and continue our wonderful awakening process. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and move on to this week's Meta Talk. Today we're going to be talking about our thoughts. A great thing to think about. We'll be right back with that. In light of so much news, which is very frustrating, angering, outrage-inducing, I can't help but wonder how much of what we're thinking and feeling is reactionary. As someone who considers himself a spiritual based activist, I find myself having those moments of outrage and having to really center myself and ground myself into not reacting or into not taking it quote unquote personally, or to or just to get angry and feel unhappy or depressed. Then this goes beyond just the idea of the reaction of the news of the day. There are many people by now, I'm sure, that are on media fast. I myself do not watch television at all. Maybe some occasional comedies and whatnot on the internet. But as far as day to day news, it's something I really try to stay away from. And for those of us that do, we still have to live with our thoughts. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Our brains are constantly thinking, for lack of a better term. They're creating thoughts. Thoughts are moving into our consciousness and out of our consciousness, sometimes several dozen per second, a couple hundred per minute, perhaps. And we can't help but wonder or ask ourselves, I can't help but wonder or ask you, are our thoughts controlling us, or are we controlling our thoughts? Many of us talk about the law of attraction, or the the law of manifestation, and how what we think about we're creating. And if we are thinking about these things and taking them so emotionally and so personally, are we then just subconsciously creating more of the same thing? And there's definitely a debate in that, and there's definitely some deeper levels that need to be understood within that. Being aware of the world around you is not a negative thing. Being aware of suffering or being aware of war or corruption is not a negative thing. It is in how we react to it that can generate more negativity and create more of the same. The world we perceive around us is the world that we live in, and the world that we live in is what's going to um, give birth to new thoughts and the way that we think. So one of the things that I felt we could discuss today in today's talk is the way that our thoughts come about and what we can do to change them, as far as acknowledging when we're starting to go down that dark path of reaction, of outrage, of anger, or of worry. So many times we begin to worry about things that are not necessarily necessary at the moment. Um, I'm putting this out there almost as a rhetorical discussion to ask you: are you being aware of your thoughts? Are you being aware of how your thoughts are making you feel, and that relationship of thoughts versus emotion versus literally health, mental health, and physical health? So, are you aware of this? And what are some of the steps that perhaps you might be doing to help control those, whether they be negative thoughts and or reactionary thoughts? I know we cover a lot of topics on this particular channel and on the GIC, and maybe the activists can help the spiritual people, and the spiritual people can help the activists, and the spiritual activists can help each other. But I would love to hear some of your comments on being able to be the what we call the watcher, watching the thoughts, not letting ourselves get emotionally attached to those thoughts, a very Buddhist concept, and but yet remaining aware of the world around us and responding in a positive manner versus getting angry, outrageous, and shouting, nasty things to each other or whatnot. This, of course, applies with day-to-day relationships. It applies with the day-to-day care of ourselves, of our home, of our families. The thinking, the creating, and the manifesting of those said thoughts. But I felt this was a great time to talk about this because we are again seeing so much happening in the world, and while we are people that are involved in the great change of the planet, the great awakening of the planet, we are going to be having thoughts of uncomfortable nature, of an uncomfortable nature. And it's important for us, as whether you consider yourself a light worker, an indigo, an activist, a truther, whatever it is, that we don't perpetuate the same pattern within ourselves and then therefore perpetuating that same reactionary pattern outside of ourselves in our environment. So again, I'm going to leave you with this. What are some of the things that you have been doing to be more aware of your thoughts, your thought patterns, and changing the direction of your thought stream? Please comment below, leave some links if you have them. I'd love to follow up on this in the next few weeks. Anyway, in just a few minutes, we're going to be doing, in just a moment, we're going to be doing our meditation moment. And I think it's going to help with what we were just discussing, both topics, actually. So I'll see you on the other side. So for today's meditation moment, I felt that it might be conducive and is conducive for all of us to remember our ability of creating what we like to call a psychic shield. Psychic shielding is a wonderful exercise that can be done daily and really ought to be done daily. With the way, again, the way the world is around us day to day, the way the media is, sometimes it could just be negative people around us influencing our moods, or maybe even the idea of, psychic vampirism, or what I call energetic parasites. Not to mention that there is the chance that a lot of times those of us that are more sensitive or empathic will take on the emotions of other people, positive and negative, but we need to be able to differentiate that. So this is an all-purpose psychic shielding to really keep us centered within our emotional and energetic structure, so we can have more clarity and not allow so much of the external, whether it be through the senses or spiritually or astrally, allowing other emotions to overwhelm us and take us over that aren't even ours. So why don't we get started now? And what I'd like you to do is get comfortable like I'm doing. Get yourself, make sure that you're situated in your chair, or you could be laying down. Put your arms on the armrests if you have them, or put them on your lap. Make sure that your feet are firmly flat on the ground if you are sitting down. And then just begin by closing your eyes, filling your belly, breathing in through your nose, pausing for a moment, and exhaling. And again, repeat this 2 more times with your eyes closed, feeling your nose, feeling your belly, and then slowly exhaling. One more time, feeling your nose, feeling your belly, and slowly exhaling. And now let's visualize a ball of white light, the most brilliant, brilliant, bright light above your head, coming down from the heavens. Very bright, very light. And you sense it that it's filled with love and clarity and strength. Love and clarity and strength. And let the ball slowly come down onto you, getting bigger and bigger, covering your head, expanding to cover the upper part of your body, expanding to cover your knees, your feet, almost like an oval, encapsulating you in this bright white light filled with love, clarity, and strength. And you sense the peace coming from this energy descending from the source of all things, giving you strength, clarity, and peace. And now allow the bright white light to go into your body. Allow it to go into the top of your head. Allow it to go down your arms, into your fingers, into your waist, into your legs, into your toes, until you become one with this ball of white light, this ball of love, strength, and clarity. And just feel it. Feel love. Feel the feeling of love. Feel strength. Feel the feeling of strength. And feel the clarity. Feel clarity. And know that this energy is coming from the divine source. It is infinite. It will never empty. It is always full of love, strength, and clarity. And as the white light moves through your body and the border of the white ball is around you, begin to extend this ball of light, making it more round and global, extending it out 2 or 3 inches, 6 inches, a foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet in every direction. This ball of light encompasses you, giving you strength, clarity, and love. And now begin to expand the ball even further, moving it out 4 feet in front of you, behind you, to the left and to the right, above and below. And extend it even further, 5 feet, 6 feet, 6 feet above you, 6 feet below you, 6 feet in front of you, 6 feet behind you, left of you, right of you, giving you love, clarity, and strength. And now sit in this, feel this love, clarity, and strength. Feel the white light moving through your body, circulating in the ball. Know that there is one power in the universe. Know that you are the perfect manifestation of this power. And then begin to allow the boundaries to solidify, 6 feet above, below, in front, behind, left, and right. Almost as if a very strong glass ball is around you. You can call it a bulletproof glass if you wish. And with you being perfect manifestation of Source, so is this ball of light in its perfection of strength, of love, and of clarity. Take one moment to scan its boundaries, to feel the energy of this white light. And now slowly allow this image of the light to dissipate, to fade, but know that its love, strength, and clarity is always around you, always in you. Take a few deep breaths, coming back to your daily waking consciousness. Feel the chair you're sitting in. Open your eyes, feeling refreshed, empowered, feeling love, clarity, and strength. And you can use this exercise every day. There's no too much of it, especially in today's times, in the way that people like us, empaths, can take on others' emotions. This is a wonderful, wonderful exercise. So I will leave you now till the next week. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Just Bernard Show TV. Again, we will return next Saturday here on this YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. If you have not made a donation to the Global Illumination Council, please consider making a donation. If you have not become a member of the Global Illumination Council, please consider becoming a member and paying membership dues. It is what keeps us going. It's what keeps us here. And we look forward to bringing you next week's The Just Bernard Show episode. I love you guys very, very much, and I mean that with all my heart. Thank you so much for supporting this channel, and thank you so much for supporting me over the years. I love you. Bye-bye.